Hello, this is Donald B2, and I'm here to review a game made by Kainkusanagi. I don't know if that's how you say his name or not, but I'll probably just call him Kane for the rest of this review. Anyway, he made a game called AVGN Pixel Blast, and I'm here to review it, give my thoughts and stuff like that. Maybe some stuff he needs to improve on, if he makes a sequel, maybe. I don't know, but I'm just here to give my overall thoughts. I have decided to do this review in stages. Maybe just do a brief overview of a stage and then go on. Instead of talk about the stage, instead of actually do a walkthrough like I originally planned for this. Mostly because these stages are about 10 minutes long a piece, and there's about 9 of these stages, but mostly just because if I did that, I'd have like 20 videos just for that, and most of these stages aren't very interesting to watch. This doesn't mean that the game is bad, but it does take away from the gameplay though. But anyway, on to stage 1, what my thoughts on stage 1. The first stage is pretty good. The music makes the beginning of the song makes sense, but the rest of it doesn't really make sense. I like the power-ups, the shit pickle, the beer, which at first when I played this game, because there's no real explanation on what the items are, at first I thought it was just something to get points. After that I realized that it's actually something to give you health. And then we also got the power-up, which I like to call the auto-fire power-up. Pretty much does what I just said. You don't have to push a button or nothing to get this to use this ability. One fatal drawback to this power though. You push a button after you have this power, it's useless. There's no auto-fire. The last power-up you get is a 1-up power-up, which pretty much just gives you a 1-up. And this is what the Chip Pickle power-up does. Makes a big old explosion that destroys everything on screen, including the projectiles and stuff. From what I can tell, I think the storyline, and this is from what I can tell from playing the game, which really explains nothing, and the watching Kane's videos. Apparently, all these bad games have invaded the land of the good games, which makes sense in a way, but at the same time really doesn't. Personally, I think it would have been cool if I would have been fighting all the bad guys from all the bad games. But I digress. But one thing that does bother me is the fact that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, as if you've noticed, is just one of the minor enemies. A minor enemy. Well, major among the minors, I guess, but still. He's not even, I mean, it's one of the nerd's most hated games, and all he is just one of the basic enemies. He's just kind of stupid in a way. But anyway, I think that's really it about this level, but I do want to point out one other thing. And this is another thing I think that's really stupid, that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is just a minor enemy. There are 2 games that are, I believe it's Indiana Jones, one of them, I don't know which one, I can't read the case, and Karate Kid are like much bigger than any of these, and actually look like freaking mid-level enemies, like extremely powerful stage enemies. And at the same time, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is just one of the weaker enemies. I just don't get that at all. Anyway, on to stage 2. Stage 2 is pretty cool. It's about the same as stage 1, and but at least the background and music have changed. And for the most part, that's pretty cool. But there's something I think this is weird, and I could have probably pointed, and you may have noticed this in stage 1, but if an enemy touches one of the power-ups, which includes items like the health up and the auto fire and stuff like that, they disappear. Literally, just disappear. This counts as spikes, enemies, and most things. They just disappear when they touch the power-ups. I think that's kind of weird. Of course, its effects sadly does not affect bosses. But anyway, I digress. I'm glad. That would be really bad. But anyway, I digress. Moving on. Between every 2 stages, up to about stage 7, I think, you have a mini game, a bonus stage, if you will, which pretty much all it is just going and collecting the consoles while avoiding the roadkill skunks. And this is about 3 minutes long, if it's that quick, but it also takes a long time. Just like everything else, they're just like the main stages, except this time you can't shoot or anything, so that's kinda bland. But at the end of each of these is a 1-up, or plus you can get all the points from collecting all the consoles. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I think that's pretty much all there is to it. You just collect 1-ups and the points. But anyway, personally, I think it would have been better if instead of these type of things, you have some sort of like game that does not use the same controls. Like make something like a actual mini game or something, an actual bonus stage that completely changes the way you play for about 10 seconds. And also, it doesn't feel very bonusy because you really just want to get to at this. But the point, some points, you just want to get to the save point or something. And really all you can do is wait through the minigame. There's no way to fail the minigame to make it go quicker, but it drags on and on and on, and it's just ridiculous. Especially later, I think it gets longer. I'm not sure. Anyway, on to stage 3, which kind of annoying because it's, I think I know where you're going with this, but this comes back later, which makes no sense. This stage has the same music as stage 1. The only reason this makes sense is because in Mario, the 3rd stage has the same music as stage 1. But other than that, oh, another thing, this is the first stage I actually got hit in. And this is pretty much all I can say about that, and I think this is stupid, but when you get hit, you lose like a 1/3 or 1/4 of your health bar, and when you get a health power up, you get 1/8 of your health bar. And health power-ups don't really appear that often. They appear about as often as, like, maybe the shit pickle. Maybe a little more often, I don't know. But stupid because I've never liked games where if you get hit, the freaking health power hurts. The freaking health power does not recover you as much as it needs to, making it where the health power is pretty much useless. Moving on. This is where the game gets interesting. The first boss of the game, as can be told by the map screen, that there are bosses after every 3 stages, and then the last set of stages is a gauntlet. But anyway, the first boss is the Power Glove. Pretty cool. I like the fact that the boss actually starts at the beginning of the stage. So it means you don't have to tread through a long, annoying level to get to a boss. You just starts right there. Meaning that these stages are actually the shortest stages in the game. Yay. That's the funnest, because I always like boss fights in the game. But, anyway. The one thing I'd say, and this kind of gets more... I have a complaint about the bosses later, but that's later. Anyway, moving on.